but the idea that it's all
The
men.
idea is not harmful,
Sir,
sir.
I can't finish the sentence. I just got cut off. So
You're welcome to fuck off at any time. You don't have to stay here. I didn't invite myself.
okay, I thought we were having a respectable conversation.
I do not owe you respect.
Okay. So again, the men who are actively fighting to
Something
protect
about it?
women, right?
Yeah, they're
like
usually
myself,
not offended.
like myself, right? It's no, they are offended because you're applying all
No,
men.
you are offended.
The men who are protecting women.
You are offended.
Do you protect women and children?
I do what I can. I'm not offended.
So you're part of the problem.
I'm a man, correct. I'm part of the problem.
And
Anything else?
the women who don't fight against the system are part of the problem as well.
What do women have to do with this conversation at all?
Women who upkeep the patriarchy are part of the problem with your logic. You have to
Women
stay
are not the
consistent.
ones that are largely abusing women and children. It's men that are doing that. It's
No,
men
that's-
that are raping women at an unprecedented rate internationally.
Wait, what percentage of men do you think are doing these harmful things?
Hey, you guys always want to do this. You always want to like separate the ones that are actively doing it from the ones that aren't. And
You
it's
mentioned
like, it's just this
statistics.
weird
That's not
thing.
my fault.
Bro, listen, the bottom line is as a fucking man, you should advocate to other men that we should learn how to engage in the community with the ability to regulate our impulses and our emotions. That's basically all this is saying. As a self-respecting man, I don't understand how or why you're opposed to this, whether it's a small proportion of men that are doing it or not. And it's not a small proportion. It's a very big number. It's an international number.
You said a very big number.
Correct.
I would say it's less than 10% of the male population in America.
Yes, what, that are convicted?
No, sure. Let's say convicted. Let's say convicted. Let's say accused.
You're not wrong.
Let's say accused. It's less than 10%.
Sure.
So if it's less than 10%, right, and we know that the overwhelming majority of men are willing to die to protect women, and women are the first to be protected against men, right?
Where do you see that statistic? Where is it that
Women are
men
more likely
willing
to be-
die, to unalive themselves to protect women?
Women are the first ones to be protected when it comes to violent acts. Men are the last to be protected.
Oh, that old misogynist trope, right?
How's it misogynist trope? It's the truth.
Because they can't protect themselves is what you're inserting there.
Who, women?
Correct.
That doesn't mean that they can't protect themselves.
But we should protect them first.
Yeah, we should. From
Right. That's a
dangerous
misogynist
things.
trope.
So me saying that women should be protected is misogynist.
Listen, you can't protect a woman from a man who has no.
I never said
to
I never
regulate
said
his own
I never said a
impulses
man.
and
I never said
emotions.
from only men. I said protected in general, meaning from any danger. They're the
Sir,
first to be
protected
responded
from
to.
what? What is the one thing that you're protecting women from?
I said any danger. It's a spectrum.
Just answer the question. What is the one thing primarily that you're protecting women from?
From harm.
Who perpetuates the fucking harm? You're walking right into the point.
Men or women.
Now I just think you're being disingenuous.
It's the truth. It's men or women.
There is not women that are harming women
Yes, there are.
at an unprecedented rate internationally. No, it's
Wait,
not.
you
it's
said
not even
internationally?
close.
Wait,
It's
where's
not
your-
even close.
You said internationally.
I'm going to continue to say internationally because it's men that dominate those statistics.
So we're not. Wait, what
So
country?
to
are you
answer
in?
your question, you're protecting women from other men. That's the fucking point.
And also women from other women. It's not only men. When you say only men, right? You exclude the women that go through horrible experiences with other women.
Nobody is excluding and saying that doesn't happen. What
You
we're
are.
saying is that it's a larger rate that occurs from men towards women.
So
I'm
you're
not
only-
saying that women don't hurt women. It's just not as common as men hurting women, you fucking donkey.
The
You
issue I'm
understand
having
what
with your
saying?
logic is you're saying, oh, I'm using a majority claim.
with
but when it comes
with the
to-
logic thing, what's illogical is a grown ass man joining this conversation to try to defend the idea that men shouldn't grow up and take responsibility for their emotions.
There
and
isn't
impulses.
one definition.
That's
for it.
illogical.
I'm not trying to defend that men shouldn't upkeep a certain standard to
Then
protect.
if you're opposed to this prompt, then that's what you're trying to say.
Okay, you're not listening at all. What the prompt is saying and what it means are two different things. Do you
Tell me
understand
what
that?
it means.
Do you understand that?
Tell me what it means.
It means to break down a system that is oppressing women. All men
That was created by men.
All men who don't try to break down the system.
That was created by men.
Right. That was created
Right.
by all men. It's an absolute claim, actually. All men who don't do said thing, right, are the issue. So when you say all men who don't do something,
No, that's not
the
what
men
it's
who
saying.
do
It's
is not
saying
a
that
part of
all
that.
men are the issue, period.
That's not what you said, though. That's not the only thing you said.
That is exactly what I'm saying. That's what it literally says in the AI overview when you ask Google, what does this mean?
Right. So when you, like you said before, I'm using your words now. I'm going to use your words because this is what you said out your mouth. All the men who do not try to break down the system is the issue.
No, it's all men, period, that are the issue. You're not listening.
So does this include trans men?
From the moment you joined this conversation, I knew you were going to pivot into trans.
How is it pivot? Are they not men?
Because the answer is simply yes. It does include trans men. That's
Okay.
the simple answer. And I'm not interested in unpacking your transphobia on this page. I'm just
Wait,
not.
who said
You have
who
a
said,
problem-
who said
Hear
I
me
was
out.
transphobic?
I did. If you have a problem with trans people, that's a you thing. And
I never
that's
said
not
I
what I'm
did.
here to discuss.
Stop trying to make that insertion.
I'm 100% making that assertion. How do you feel about that?
I think you're wrong, and that rhetoric is
You think I'm
harmful.
wrong? Okay, so
That's
prove to me
harmful.
that you're an activist for trans people. Go ahead.
It's an activist.
Yeah, someone who stands up for trans people. Go ahead.
Wait, so I have to stand up for it? To
In
not
what
be
way do
transphobic?
you advocate for trans people?
I don't have to advocate for it.
Okay, so you're a fucking transphobic. Period.
That's not how that
what I'm
works.
saying.
Look up the
You're either
definition.
in or you're out.
Go to Google and look up the definition of transphobia.
Someone who's scared of trans people. Is that what you're going to say? You're not scared because you're.
I'm
a
not
big,
saying
strong,
anything. I'm telling you to
protecting
look up
man?
the definition.
Is that what it is? 'Cause
Just
you're a
look up
big,
the
strong
definition.
protector?
It'll tell you. We're going to use the definition. We're not going to use our own. We're going to have a foundation which we can branch off of.
Got it. So let me ask you this: why'd you bring it up?
You said, why do I bring it up?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Because you're excluding people.
Am I?
Yeah.
No, I asserted that trans men are also involved in the idea that it's all men till it's no men.
So
Who's being excluded?
if someone is a
Hold
trans,
on a second. Aren't you the one who was trying to say the all men thing kind of bothers me and it's very harmful, so we can't exclude people from that? And now you want to include trans men? That's very interesting.
no, I never said you couldn't. I said we should because there are good men out here. So if somebody was a man and they say,
That's a non-point.
hold on. So if there's a woman who identifies as a woman, she says, I now am a man. Is she part of this issue as well?
I think I already answered that question, but here comes the transphobia that you claim to not have.
So are non-binary people a part of it?
No,
Why is that?
because they're non-binary.
Okay.
Or you can just identify as non-binary. That'll solve your whole problem.
So
Yeah, you don't want to be included in it,
Hold
right?
on, no. Listen to what I'm saying. So based on
you're a good man.
Hold on. Based on the statistics, right? Does the statistics about the assaults and badly things that are happening to women and children, are we identifying those people? Are we assuming their genders?
Sir, have you ever looked at any statistics that have anything to do with non-binary people assaulting women and children? Are you a fucking donkey?
I'm asking a
Are
simple
you
question.
actively hee-hawing on my fucking platform?
Because you're speaking about transphobia. You're assuming these people's genders.
No, you're actively hee-hawing right now. This is a hee-haw.
How is it a hee-haw? You said you're not transphobic,
Show me
right?
some sort of statistic that non-binary people are attacking.
You're the one with the
women and
computer right next to you. Look it up.
So you don't have a statistic where non-binary people are attacking women and children. What I have is an overwhelming amount of statistics internationally that show that men are dominating women and children physically, emotionally, psychologically, sexually.
There are actually people in jail who are trans and non-binary.
Oh, so now we're going to talk about people in jail.
Yeah, you saying give you some type of data to show where these people are, right? So when it comes to what you're saying, right, you don't know what gender these people are. You're just assuming what their gender are. That is the definition of being transphobic.
Oh,
Right?
so I'm the
You're showcasing
transphobe.
this. Yeah, absolutely. Because
Oh,
you're
got it.
assuming that all these people who are perceived as men
I'm the transphobe, ladies and gentlemen, days and thems. That's what we call Darvo. So Darvo is a psychological manipulation tactic known as deny, accuse, and reverse victim offender. It's a very common psychological tactic used by narcissists and people just like that fucking donkey. Real time 5K Darvo. So here we are in the middle of a conversation that was literally going nowhere. This person was trying to make a case that it's not all men, but it's very harmful to say that it's all men, but only some of the men are actually hurting people, when we know that internationally men are the ones that are clearly dominating these statistics. I don't understand exactly what the whole argument there was. I don't think he had a point. But here we are going around in circles. Anyway, if you want to join the conversation, feel free to hit the guest request button. If you haven't subscribed or followed the page already, please do. We did lose 100 subscribers since the TikTok banana attempt. So we could use some more support on that. And I don't understand why, but my page keeps on getting taken down. Weird, huh? Really strange. So we're trying to rebound from that. Gifting, subscribing, all that stuff kind of insulates that. So here we are, moving on. If you're going to join the conversation, be prepared to share your age and pronouns or fuck off. Those are your options. Nobody's forcing you to request. Thank you for the gifts. Myth of Hockey, you are not loading. Goalie Guru, sorry, try again. Pure Intentions, when I disconnect you from this platform, from this channel, that means you're not coming back up again. So the answer is no. So let's see how many more times you ignore that word. Because the answer is no. I'm telling you, you're not welcome. Oh, cry you a river. Right. No. I think you're the one who's crying a river in the comment section because you got told no. But feel free to continue to prove my point over and over again. Age and pronouns, please.
25, he, him.
What do you want?
So I just had a few questions about your statement, man. So with this all men until it's no men, right? Are you basing it off an egalitarian system? Is that what you like? Is that what you want? You just want like equality for everybody? Just leave women alone. No protections for women. Well, take the protections that women already have that have been implemented to protect women. Just remove those and just keep men away from that sort of field, right?
No, I just want men to grow up and stop acting like fucking children when they're actually adults.
Okay. So, what, can you expand, and narrow that statement down instead of having a broadened statement? You're saying men.
Oh, so you don't like the way that this is written?
Huh? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
You don't agree with the way this is written? I should make it more specific and narrow it down, dumb it down for you?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying dumb it down. I'm saying what you just said, not the statement. What you just said. You're saying men acting like children. Yep. Narrow that down. Narrow what you said down.
So that's what this phrase means. They're asking men to individually take some sort of responsibility for their lack of impulse and emotional control. That's what it boils down to.
Okay, so question. Do you have kids? Are you married?
I do not have children. I'm not married. I just got sober 6 years ago.
Okay, congratulations for being sober 6 years. Did you have was your dad actively in your life?
Yes.
Okay, he was actively there 18 years, so on and so forth. Did he teach you respect women, respect their emotions, respect their feelings, all that extra stuff, right?
My dad was deeply a misogynist.
How so?
How was he a deep misogynist? By perpetuating the same old tropes that we hear about protecting women and subordinating them and cracking jokes and, catcalling and doing all of the things that.
But how is saying protect women misogynistic?
How is saying protect women misogynistic? Because the men usually saying protect women can't even protect themselves. And I mean that in a psychosocial kind of way.
Isn't the
They don't have
definition
any
of
governance.
misogyny the hatred of women? So if you're saying protect women isn't saying that you're misogynistic, isn't that contradicting?
No, you're missing the point. You can't build a house on a crumbling foundation.
Correct.
So if the man is fucking fundamentally crumbling in a psychosocial type of way, he can't protect her from anything because she's not protected from him. Do you understand?
Oh yeah. All right. Yep.
Okay.
So I understand that.
The main person who's harming women and children are the ones that are closest to them, the ones that love them, their fathers, their uncles, their fucking partners. Those are the ones that are primarily hurting them. So those are the ones who often say, protect the women, gotta protect the women. But really what he's trying to say is I should learn how to control my emotions and impulses. And I'm too angry all the time and I lash out and fucking attack people. So now I'm on defense mode and I gotta protect her from everything. When really he should just fucking grow up.
Okay. So with that, right, since I see in the comments, women are saying, we don't want your protections. So if that's the case, if genuinely they don't want our protections, right? If we
They don't want your protection because they just want you to grow up. They just want us to act like men. And what that means is to have ability to govern our own emotions and impulses. Men are not taught how to do that.
That's not necessarily true, but I mean, it can be. I mean, I damn sure was, taught how to handle my emotions. I mean, I was raised by a single mother, so thankfully, I learned from the fact that I'm the only man in an all female household. So with that, I mean, I definitely learned how to control my emotions in a different way. Not everybody knows how to do that, but I definitely feel like if the household is a dual parent household and the foundation of that family is strong, I feel like a majority of the men should be able to have the understanding of emotions. And that's just how it should be. Now, and I'm going to use Western society because I can't say for internationally, but for Western society, it's completely taught the opposite. That you don't need a dual parent household. You don't need, men shouldn't have.
Go away, dude. I fucking can't with you guys, dude. Dual parent household. I hear you. I'm looking for opposition. I'll kick whoever I want from my channel, thanks. Can you tell us your age and pronouns, please?
I'm 44, he, him, cis male. And I just heard you say you were looking for opposition up here when I didn't catch that in the live. All I wanted to do is say thanks for being here, and you're spot on. Folks get way too upset about this statement because they're not even wanting to hear it at a surface level. And when it first came out, all it really meant was, how do we tell? Like, how can a woman walk down the street, a guy says hi to them, and they tell that guy's not going to hurt them or that guy's going to be a nice guy? From a woman's perspective, it has to be all men or they're in danger. We even preach the same thing to them when we do victim shaming. Well, you should have been aware. You should have carried this. You should have. Yeah, we literally tell them, walk around your life as if it could be any single one of us. And then we get mad when they put it into words. All right, I'm gonna hop down here. Thank you.
Appreciate you. There are some men who get it. And even the men who get it are not offended by this. There's no reason for you to be offended by this. There's no reason for you to throw a fit and try to separate yourself from the criminal fucking mean fucking like terrible misogynist men. Like we don't have to do that. What we should do is point to those particular men and say, dude, really grow up. Like, it's 2025. We do not live in 1600 anymore, where women are literally our fucking property. We don't, it's not, the marriage contract is no longer a bill of sale, right? It's still like a weird tradition, but they're not our fucking property anymore. They actually have autonomous rights. They are human beings. We should probably treat them as such. And an extension of that, we should learn how to treat ourselves with, respect and love and practice emotions and impulse control, which, by the way, if you're reacting to this, you should consider it. Consider that reaction. Follow that emotion. Emotions are fucking primal. It's like the oldest system in the human body that can tell you that that's something you should pay attention to. So if you're seeing this and it bothers you, you should ask yourself why.
I'm very proud of you, 57-year-old male. I'm very, very proud of you. And what the gentleman just said previous is bang on. And I love what he said. I love what you do. Thank you for your time. Like, it's so refreshing to hear. As a man with 2 daughters and 2 sons, I'm just very super proud of you. And I don't want to waste any more of your time. I just want people to hear that there's our men that are with you 1,010%. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you for coming up. Listen, with the amount of support that we're getting and the men that are aligned with this idea, that please do not allow that to give you false hope. Like, we're trying to take some sort of responsibility. And I do believe that if we continue to go in this kind of direction where there is the majority of men who agree with an idea like this and decide that, hey, we should grow up and take responsibility for our own emotions and impulses. If the majority of men start to do that, then this problem is probably going to decrease, right? It might decrease. And if this decreases, then the violence and the hate from women is probably going to disappear. It's probably not even going to be there, because this is a reaction to this overwhelming amount of debauchery, misogyny. It's like, so when we start to socially regulate each other and hold each other accountable and take individual accountability, which is literally what this means, that each individual man should take responsibility and accountability. And we start to grow up. I don't understand why men are opposed to this, other than just their fragile little egos. It's literally what it boils down to. We're looking for opposition, guys. So if you're a friendly, I appreciate the support. I'm glad that you're here, but I don't think that there's anything delusional about, crazy concept. I don't think there's anything delusional about suggesting men should learn how to regulate their emotions and impulses. Like, what's wrong with that? How is that delusional? Thank you for the gifts. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're just coming off the heels of another banana. It's weird, right, that I constantly get bananaed on this app. I don't really understand why. Literally all we're saying is that men should grow up and actually act like men. But what do I know? Yeah, and then there's stuff like learn to control yourself. And here's the point that I'd like to make about that, because that's a common thing that I see here all the time. You guys often watch me lose my shit. And I think that men should lose their shit towards misogynist, egotistical, self-centered men. We 100% should do that. You should lose your shit towards men that are perpetuating harm and beating fucking women and children. Those are the exact type of men that we should lose our shit on, right? That's the point. Because too many men are just looking the other way or trying to justify it or say it's just biology or it's just men being men. It's like, that ship sailed. That ship fucking sailed. So yeah, you're going to watch me lose my shit. I lose my shit all the time. And it's aimed at the people that I think we should lose our shit towards. You're
a cook. You're a cook. You're the beta fucking homosexual. You are the shame to men.
Sweetheart.
You're homosexual. You're LGBTQ.
Sweetheart, shut the fuck up. Next time you open your mouth, age and pronouns.
Fucking scum.
Age and pronouns. That's it.
Pronouns
That's all I'm
my ass, motherfucker. Fucking homosexual. You disgusting creature. What kind of man are you?
Keep going. Just go ahead and just go ahead and just let it all out. Show your entire.
I'm gonna
asshole.
fuck your wife.
Pink part.
You know that, right? I'm gonna fuck your wife. I'm gonna make you watch in the corner, you fucking cook.
Sweetheart, my
Fuck
location
it in
is
that
pink.
ass. I will fuck it in that ass.
And he's calling me
I
homo.
will come in that ass. I will let you lick it. Yes, that's what you like.
Guest is calling me homo and then threatening
You
to come in
fucking
my
cook.
ass.
You fucking cook.
Do you hear what person is saying? Jeff,
You're
it's
almost
2025. You can come out of the closet, sweetheart. It's 2025. You don't have to be the
I
fucking
will
furry,
make you lick.
hoofed little creature from the Narnia.
Will
Like,
make you let your wife's ass clean.
dude, you're so deep in the closet that
Like,
it's crazy.
come in that ass, you fucking
I know you want to come in my ass. You mentioned that a few times.
cook.
W mods. But this is like, what did that person think that they were going to accomplish? Like, what was the point of that? It's projection at its finest, and I really think that it's because of this is part of it. Like bro, at one point in his life, hooked up with and enjoyed his sexual encounter with one of his buddies. And he has internalized that hatred towards himself for so long because it's considered wrong to be homosexual in this society or to express any sort of sexual interest in the other sex. And then it comes out in that way where it's pointing the finger at everybody else. You're this, you're that, you're that. I would like,
Morally okay for a 40-year-old to be with an 18-year-old.
Yeah, why not? They're both adults. Wait, let me.
Okay.
Let
Of
me-
course,
let me-
you're
They're
going
not
to say
both
that
adults.
he's fucking
let me
43
explain to
years
you the
old
reason why. Can I? Let me explain to you the reason why.
because you want to date 18-year-olds because you're 43.
See, I can't get nothing. Well, anyway, look here. That frontal lobe cortex is a bunch of bull crap. What they talking about? Look, hated
So you
women.
don't believe in science?
Hey, bro. Yeah, no science. I ain't never heard of it.
I'm about to explain to you the reason why.
You
Hated
can't
women.
tell us the reason why science isn't real, you fool.
Hated women just like to use
You the type to say that global warming isn't real.
as an excuse because it takes away from their options of finding a suitable partner, leaving them
Wait,
to feel ultimately
wait.
unwanted.
Okay,
and
I get what you're
abandoned.
saying.
So
I
they-
get you.
so
I get you. Great. I got you. But do you think this only applies for women?
Right?
Well, I only
There's no
listen to
there's no
women. I only
schmecks,
listen-
there's no gender up here. The only reason we say women is because we don't want to assume anyone is gay, right? So just like how you saw earlier when we were talking to that young lady that came up here, we said men. We said men. If a young man came up here, we'd say women. We'd say women. So at the end of the day, this is not only for men and women. This is for both.
Right? The misogyny just came out immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, why did you start throwing misogyny?
No holding back.
because it's mostly women.